How's it going, guys? It's Cass. This is going to be a quick video that people can use as a resource, basically going over how poison application works in PoE2. Now, the reason why I had questions about poison application is because in PoE1, poisons are stacking indefinitely, so it doesn't matter the damage that a poison does, because one poison is just always going to be better than two poisons, no matter if it does 1 DPS versus 100 DPS, because either way, it's more damage. Whereas in PoE2, since they're stacks, if you have one poison, like say on your Eye of Winter, you have like 30% chance to poison, and then it randomly poisons. Or on, let's say, Rain of Arrows, you have the exact same outcome. When you're trying to apply Wither, you're actually accidentally applying a poison. Is that poison going to override your main damage poison? And the answer is no. And I can just show you real quick in the testing. But there is some other things that I wanted to point out as well. So if I press R right away, you can see I do almost no damage. And then I press my Poisonous Concoction and we're doing a ton more damage. So we can obviously see that this is clearly overriding it. I only have one poison stack and it's getting overridden every time. So the next thing that we want to know is it just an order? Because I pressed the bow shot first, does that mean that it's just getting overridden by the new application? So we can see here, I'm going to Poisonous Concoction first, then I'm going to bow shot, and it's still doing the Poisonous Concoction damage, obviously, because my bow shot does almost nothing. But if you were paying attention, you saw something interesting there. The poisons, they keep track of the poisons that are currently on the mod. So right now, my poison duration is 4.2 seconds, I believe. Let me just verify. Oh, gotta move around. My poison duration is 4.2 seconds. So the question is if I hit my Poisonous Concoction, it's going to ramp for 4.2 seconds. But then let's say halfway through I press my bow shot. Will it still calculate the bow shot damage for the remaining to how many ever seconds that the extra duration should apply for? And that is working correctly as well. As we can see, I applied the bow shot, Poisonous Concoction ended, the bow shot is still going for a little bit longer. And so yeah, it does actually account for the extra duration of the bow shot as well. So I thought that was interesting to point out. With that in mind, since the lower DPS poisons are still being ran on the back end with the duration of them currently, what it allows for is in situations where you do not have the ability to attack a boss, let's say it's like kiting around the arena, or you're kiting around the arena, if your max damage poison falls off, you'll still have the backup of the lower damage poisons running in the background, as long as they have a longer duration than your initial poison. If you're running a build that has a ton of stacks, unfortunately, that'll reduce the duration of the poison by a decent amount. So in those situations, as long as your attack speed is high enough to apply more than the amount of stacks that you have maximum, you will have a situation where if you need to run away from a boss, you'll still have the background lower damage poison still running. So that's pretty much it. We now know that poisons get replaced based off of the higher damage poisons. We now know that it doesn't matter the order that you poison something, that the durations will run no matter what. Even if it is a low damage poison or a high damage poison, it's not just removing the low damage poisons. And we also know now that it doesn't matter what you use to apply Wither, although Eye of Winter is probably just the best option. But if you have any chance to poison on something like Rain of Arrows, you're not actively bricking your poison damage. Hope this helped you guys. Hope this is a nice resource for those that have questions about poison. And if you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.